What's up, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Nerd Files. Today, we are looking at Brothers War and what you can get in that set booster box if you decide to buy it. Now, with the set booster box, at least from our local shop, we got a pre-release card for buying a box or buy a box card, whatever you want to call it. Mishara's Foundry was the card that we had ended up grabbing here that was given to us. It's a pretty good card. I mean, it's just an add null. And it has 2 tap. Mishara's Foundry become a 2/2 assembly worker artifact creature until end of turn. It's still a land. And 1 tap target attacking assembly worker gets +2/+2 until end of turn. So there's kind of a nice little buy a box promo. I don't mind that. But let's talk about what Brothers War is. Brothers War is obviously 2 brothers going against each other. Mishara and Urza. They're just going at each other with whatever they have. There's an interesting story. If you go to mtgstory.com, you can read about it and see what's going on there. But in regards to what you can get out of these booster boxes, we want to see what you can pretty much make out of it. The main thing I want you to understand in this booster box set is you're going to get a lot of artifacts. Brothers War is a heavy artifact deck. It's basic artifacts, artifact equipment, artifact creatures, constructs, and tokens. Lots and lots of them. One of the main things you will get is a resource called Powerstones. Powerstones is literally a token artifact that you can literally tap, add a null mana. This mana can't be spent to cast a non-artifact spell, so it could only be used to cast artifacts. It's very useful for the set. And when you look through all these different cards in this deck, you'll find that there are probably a good half of them for all the different colors that will generate a Power Stone of some sort. So if you were to take a box of these cards, you could potentially build a deck that's a heavy artifact and Power Stone creation deck and build a really solid commander, or if you're playing standard, build a really good standard deck. Besides those, you will obviously create some various tokens, including soldier token artifact creatures, zombie artifact creatures, thropters, and some various other ones that I don't necessarily have the tokens for. Let me introduce you to the new artifact type that you will get in this deck besides Powerstone. Powerstone obviously being its own unique feature. There is obviously a second feature because, Magic likes to create new things. So that second new feature is a feature called Prototype. It's a very interesting process to say the least for a card. I like it, but at some point it's kind of like, well, it might be a little bit too much. And I'll explain why. Here is the Mythic Skitterbeam Battalion. As you can see, when you look at the card, there's a section on here that says Prototype. Prototype says you may cast the spell with different mana cost, color, and size. It keeps its abilities and types. So that means it keeps the section down here where it says Trample Haste. And then when Skitterbeam Battalion enters the battlefield, if you cast it, create 2 tokens that are copies of it. So this stays no matter what you do, if you cast it for the prototype cost or if you cast it for its CMC cost. Now, that obviously changes. If you cast for prototype, it becomes a 2/2 compared to paying the 9 cost and making it a 4/4. The advantage of this card, obviously, is because you can create copies, 4/4, 3 of them for only 9 mana. It's not a bad trade-off. 5 mana, creating 3 2/2s. Still not a bad trade-off, but depending on what you're going with, it may not be the best thing for your deck. Though that's the one problem I'm seeing with these prototypes when I'm looking at them, is all the prototypes are going to be expensive and cheap at the same time. So as this rare one here, Steel Seraph, it is a Angel prototype, and it has 6 for its regular cost or 3 for its standard CMC. Again, you can't just throw these artifacts into any deck because they do have a color attached to them on the card. So it follows standard Commander rules. If your deck can fit red, can fit white, green, black, you can only put those card colors in there. But here's a quick overview of the other cards that are in here. Let's go ahead and pull these out just kind of so you can see what's there. Feel free to pause to take a look at the details if you like and see which ones interest you and which ones you might want to look at. And these are just ones that I grabbed. So there's not very many of them that I actually have. There's this few more that I didn't put out to show you just because I didn't want to make this video incredibly long. So if you have questions, please feel free to leave a comment. Let me know. I'll do what I can to answer. I'm looking for a specific type of card or something like that, or want to know some details about it. Obviously, you can ask me, or you can always Google it. I will try to provide an answer for it. Now, there are a couple other cards that are in the deck that are very powerful that come with this. So let's go ahead and take a look at these real quick. Here is the bonus cards, what they call Transformer cards, which pretty much they are Transformers. I mean, that's what they are. And these are what you can get. Cyclonus the Saboteur, Flameware, Brash Veteran. These are only two. I think there's several from what I recall. Seeing my friend's pile, I was like, oh wow, you got a fair amount of those. And then obviously they have the tokens. Like these aren't tokens for them, unfortunately. They don't have those ones. But these then transform based on attack and action into vehicles. And the cool thing is they are actually titled as living metal, meaning that you don't have to crew them. The vehicle is also a creature as long as it's your turn. So outside of your turn, you can't necessarily crew it. So it does become pretty much a defender at that point where you can't even defend. Just an extra placeholder at that time. So, but these are some cool cards. I would like to potentially see some more of them, but we'll take a look at that later. Let's look at the other last new feature they decided to give us in the deck. This one's actually my favorite, and it's mainly because it requires 2 cards. There's 3 sets of 2, so you need a total of 6 cards if you want it all. The one I have right now is Mashara, Claimed by Gix, and Phyrexian Dragon Engine. These 2 are very great cards and have very great abilities. That's also why they are a mythic and a rare. But as you can see, there's a 9/9 here, 9/9 here. They both can flip. So when you flip them over, if you actually have these both on the field, complete the ability, you can then flip it over into a legendary creature, another one, Mashara, Lost to Phyrexia, legendary artifact creature, Phyrexian Artificer. And these abilities are gross. The other ones have their own unique features. I have the half of a different one for Urza. It's a Planeswalker one. And like this one has 5 abilities on here. And the crazy part is you can activate it twice on your turn. So instead of just, the typical 1 Planeswalker rule, you get 2. 2. I mean, could that be any better? Maybe. I don't know. Give me a chance to activate it 3 times. Maybe activate it 5 times. I don't know. I think that's pushing my luck, though. A couple other strong artifact cards that came in this deck besides those, though. If we look at them, we have Liberator, Urza's Battlethropter. Pretty good rare there. These 2 mythics on top of that, though, are even better. You have the Blade Coil Serpent and Surge Engine. Both of these, one's a defender, one's not. This one, the Blade Coil Serpent, I think is just it can be very, very dangerous in regards to what it can do. The Surge engine, on the other hand, you pretty much have the ability to make it even stronger and give you card draw on top of it. So it's for 2 costs, you can get these abilities and you can do it each turn. This one, it's upon cast, so it's kind of a one-time thing. So you want to have that extra mana if available, so that makes it kind of expensive, but it's still a 5/4, and you can cause these either for a draw card, make it give it haste, or opponents have to discard a card. That's what it was. But in overall, I mean, there's obviously a bunch of other cards in here. Teething Wormlet, very good card to kind of increase +1/+1s on it. You have Misery Shadow, which pretty much exiles creatures instead, which is great. We have also Mind's Eye, very good card. I mean, whenever an opponent draws a card, you may pay 1 and you may draw a card. So there's a card draw engine. Mishra, Tamer of Mekfa. It gives all your permanents ward, with the ward restriction being sacrifice a permanent. So, somebody trying to target your cards, you can have them just go get rid of that. And of course, everybody's kind of new favorite or chase card, Root Path Purifier. It's land you control, and land cards in your library are basic. So that means that if you have any special kind of lands or dual lands or something like that, it doesn't say like 3 visits, for example, says that you may search for a forest card. So if you have a dual land that says forest on it, that still is considered a forest card, where this one makes it to where if you have one that just says not Colonial Hydra, I'm forgetting the name right now, but anyway, if you search for a land, then you can search for basic land, you can search for that double land or that triome or anything like that to get it. It's very, very good. Now, obviously, there's new planeswalkers, so let's take a look at the one that I ended up grabbing, which is Teferi Temporal Pilgrim. Very strong, very good. I also did get his token for the set, so it's actually very awesome on top of that. So I like the fact that I got a set there. I actually plan on using him because he is a very good in the draw card deck, and I haven't built one in a while. I'm like, let's get that going. Let's get some fun. And those are some big key cards that you can get in this set. What can you expect in the set boosters? The set boosters, you can get some special lands. These are some of the ones that you can grab. This one's a foiled forest, island, mountain, and then there's a standard forest there. Granted, out of 30 packs plus the draft pack, these are all the ones that I got. So they are a little bit uncommon for sure to get your hands on for these ones, but I do like the fact that the full art, they're very unique and very different in regards to their design, and so they are quite interesting to have. But the other piece that you're going to want to look at is, obviously, you have all the prototypes. These are a small selection of the ones you can get. Feel free to pause, take a look at them. And I got a few more, of course, that are still not in this pile. And then the one other piece that's going to be in here that you're just going to get a lot of, probably at least 2 or 3 in a pack, if not more, are these old-fashioned style artifacts. I mean, this is Burnished Heart, so obviously reprint, self-assembler. You got Ornithopter, another Burnished Heart, Chromatic Star, Foundry Inspector, Sigil of Valor, Bone Saw, Springleaf Drum, Millstone, Well of Lost Dreams. all of these and more. I mean, I've got some Swiftfoot boots. I've got a whole bunch of other cards that came with this set. So there's a lot that you will get with this in regards to artifacts. Some are great utility. Some are card draw. Some are just there's a lot. There's Quicksilver Amulet is another one. So I mean, you're gonna find a bunch of utility. This is pretty much a utility deck that is very good and very fun to have. So ultimately, when you're looking through this, be ready to have some fun artifact created decks, or plan on using them in several decks, because obviously you're going to have a lot of artifacts that you can use. It's not just artifacts though. There are obviously other cards that you can get that will help out with your stuff overall. This does include, like, here's a couple just random multicoloreds, uncommons that are in here. So there are obviously a fair amount that you can do. I did actually find some really good counters. There is technically a tutor that's in here as well that I ended up getting. It's kind of a tutor anyway. And so there's a lot of options. Ultimately, lots to look at, lots to grab. I mean, I didn't get all the cards with this stuff because obviously there's some mythics and other planeswalkers and other rare cards that in 30 packs you're not going to get them all. That's just all there is to it. Not to mention you have the collector boosters, which means that you have some really special looking and alternate art cards. So with that being said, this is what you can expect in regards to it. Lots of everything around utility, creating. There's some human creating tokens and Powerstone creation, and a lot of artifact and making artifacts cheaper and making others pay more kind of thing. There's a theme. There's a very good theme, and I really like it. So with that being said though, if you want to see what the packs hold, continue to watch the video here. There's going to be opening of 5 packs that I did earlier. This is obviously after the fact, but I want to put it at the head of the video so you guys can kind of see what kind of stuff I pulled, because who wants to watch opening of 30 packs? I don't know. Not me. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Click a like if you did. Leave a comment. Let me know what you thought. And besides that, enjoy the rest of these card openings if you're going to stick around and watch them. Otherwise, thanks for watching up till now, and you guys have a good day. Here we go. Set boosters look like such. Let's go ahead and take a closer look at those. You see, pretty nice little style here. And what we'll do is we're going to go ahead and bust those open. We got 5 packs in total, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So let's open them up, see what they contain, and see what we can get. So starting with pack 1. Open it up here, put it at the back. We've got ourselves token on the back, and then that means that cool. So token, Powerstone. If we flip that over, we get art card, which that's kind of a cool Da Vinci style design there. I kind of like that. It's pretty nifty. And then we got our land. All right. And some of these you may have seen from my unboxing of the pre-release, but there's obviously some new cards. Gaius Corsair. Wow, I can't speak today. So there's all sorts of different ones here. Meticulous Excavation. Sigil of Valor. That's a good one to have. And then Thrain Spider. So we got a artifact creature. Enters the battlefield, you and target opponent each create a tapped Powerstone token. Look at the top 4 cards for 7 of your library. You may reveal an artifact card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Okay. And then we got a nice foil. As you can tell, it looks really good here. Human Artificer, Battery Bearer. Okay. So not a bad pull from pack 1. Let's look at pack 2 real quick. Oh, come on. There we go. Being a little stubborn. So pack 2. So we got ourselves a soldier. Okay. And flipping it over. Art card. That's kind of unique. The tree walking into place here. So it's pretty good. Then we have mountain. And then third pass servant, scatter ray, unleash shell, excavation explosion, energy refractor, mass production, 6 in total, create 4 1/1 color soldiers. Nice. Splitting the Powerstone, taking flight, mind's eye. That's great. Whenever an opponent draws a card, you may pay 1. If you do, draw a card. That right there is definitely a mythic card and worth. Yes, very, very good. Diabolic Intent. As an additional cost to cast this spell, sacrifice a creature, search your library for a card, put that card into your hand, then shuffle. Very good as well. And Pyrrhic Blast is a nice foil at the very end here. Looks really good. So that right there was a great pull for pack 2. So not bad so far. I'm liking these compared to a couple of the other sets in the past that I've gotten. The set so far, price hasn't been marked up on it, and I don't know. Being stubborn again. All right, pack 3. Here we go. Looking at token on the back here. It's a magic minigame. Mashar's Manufactory. Yeah. Got some rules. Got some options. Ultimately, it's something that I've seen them. I don't think we've actually gotten a group together to actually play them. So, art card. What do we got? Nice. The Brothers Duel. The Magic Cast. So, land. Some more cards again. Exile target creature, mana value less than or equal to the number of planes you control. Its controller gains 3 life. That's pretty cool. Recruitment Officer. Alright. Soul Guide Lantern. Enters the battlefield, exile target card from a graveyard, sacrifice Soul Guide Lantern. Exile each opponent's graveyard, sacrifice Soul Guide. Okay. And Steel Seraph. Prototype 3/3, and it's got flying. And then at the beginning of combat on your turn, target creature you control gains lifelink. Gains your choice of flying, vigilance, or lifelink until end of turn. Somehow I just dyslexia or something. I just skipped like a whole sentence. Obviously, a prototype. If you guys haven't heard about that yet, the mechanic means that you may cast a spell with different mana cost, color, and size. It keeps its abilities and types. So it would still keep the text here and the fact that it's an artifact creature angel, but otherwise it would switch to a 3/3 and it would have a mana cost of 3. So, and we got a double rare pack with Mashar, Tamer of Makfa, Human Artificer. Nice pull. Nice pull. Let's take a look then at pack 4. So, looking, we got a Spirit. Nicely. And actually, this Spirit will go with Teferius. And I have Teferius's Planeswalker, which I actually plan on using. So that's pretty cool. The art card that we got this time around. Ooh, signature Lars, and that is gorgeous. It's actually for the precursor golem that was out of the pre-release pack. Looks very good. Having the full size card is just that much better, and it's signed. That is great. So on top of that, though, we had the mountain, and then let's go through this. Shoot down exile target artifact, enchantment, or creature with flying. I like that one. Okay, Slagstone Refinery. Cool. That would be potentially useful. Forging the Anchor. Look at the top 5 cards of your library. Reveal any number of artifact cards from among them and put the revealed cards into your hand. Put the rest of them bottom of your library in any order. It could be good depending on what you're using it for. Calamity's Wake. Thropter Mechanic. Prismatic Talisman. So 3 tap, add a null, and gain 1 life. So constant life gain there. It's kind of nice. We got ourselves a land, Hall of Tagsin, but however you say it, it's something. And you would add a null for just a tap. 1 tap, add 1 mana of any color. 4, create a tapped Powerstone token. So this would be great for your artifacts, of course. And then we got ourselves another, of course, foil, Jotun Frontliner. It's pretty good. He's got a great color to that foil there, so that's pretty decent. And let's look at then pack 5. Alright, so this one came with the prototype tokens, so that way you can use it on those ones that prototype. So pretty simple. And then +1/+1 counters on the other side of those. Always nice to have. And then flip this over. We have ourselves what is that, a rhino or something like? I don't know. I think I've seen the picture in one of the cards. I don't remember which one, but it looks pretty cool. Mountain. Okay. Anyway, land, and then let's go through the creatures that we have here. Ooh, that's pretty cool. Dragon, 5/5, flying. Phalagi Dragon Engine gets +1/+0 until end of turn with its ability. And of course, prototype. So you either have a 1/3 with a low cost or 8 for its more expensive cost. And another prototype, 2/3, 4/5. But when Spotter Thropter enters the battlefield, scry X, where X is his power. So obviously, you scry 4 if you wanted to. And obviously, with the scry, you can rechange what top cards are there, of course. We got Saga here. I actually haven't seen any of these in a while. So the Brothers' War is the Saga. Create 2 tapped Powerstone tokens. Choose 2 target players until your next turn. Each creature they control attacks the other chosen player. Each combat if able. And then the Brothers' War deals X damage to any target and X damage to any other target, where X is the number of artifacts you control. So total artifacts. That could be dangerous. And when we have Adaptive Automation, it looks like it's rare, enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Adaptive Automation is the chosen type in addition to its other types. Other creatures you control the chosen type get +1/+1. That there is just a great, I'm going to throw you in any kind of deck card if I really needed just an extra card to go in there. And then we've got Ashnod Flesh Mechanist, Human Artificer, Death Touch. Whenever Ashwin Flesh Mechanist attacks, you may sacrifice another creature. If you do, create a tapped Powerstone token. And then we've got 5 exile creature card from your graveyard. Create a tapped 3/3 colorless zombie artifact creature token. So that is pretty good for that. And then for our last card, we got 3-hand Power Suit foiled, and as you can see, those sparks there, they're pretty. Yeah, they kind of have say, hey, come shock me with your lightning. I don't care. I'm going to endure that. It's equipment though, which is nice. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each aura and equipment attached to it, and has Ward 2. And then equip 2. That should go into something very quickly.